revival, but weren't sure how to go about setting it up. So I wanted to do this video to tell you a couple things. Number one, I'm sure you see somebody flying around in a jet and think, what is the enormous expense to have you come to our church? The answer is, it's zero. Acts 20:34, the Apostle Paul said, I've always taken care of my expenses and the expenses of those who travel with me. We have no minimum requirements. We have no honorarium. Our team is taken care of by us. We book our own hotels. I've done that my whole traveling ministry. All we do is receive a love offering as Paul instructed in the Bible. That's it. We're not under any financial pressure, and we don't put you under any financial pressure. Secondly, what I do is a little different than what a lot of other traveling ministries do. We don't do conferences and we don't do ticketed events. I don't generally do one-night meetings. I like revivals. I like seeing a church explode with the power of God. Sinners get saved. As the week goes on, sinners bring more people. And really, you can see 10 years of church work accomplished in 1 week of a strong revival meeting. That's what I like to see done. I don't care about the size of the church. I care about seeing God hit the place. And whatever you start with, seeing it multiply. So what does it take for me to come to your church if you're interested? An invitation. So the information for an invitation is on the screen. I look forward to hearing from you, genuinely. If you're a pastor and you want to see God shake your region, I will partner with you in that. I want to see that happen. So I'll look forward to hearing from you and meeting you this year.
Did you know you can take Revival Today with you wherever you go? Download the Revival Today Global Broadcast app. Once you download the app, you can stream all of our live services, watch all of our past meetings, and build your faith on our 24/7 network. So you can download the Revival Today Global Broadcast app today, available on all major platforms.
This is why I chose RTBI. This is why I chose RTBI.
This is why I chose RTBI.
Many Bible schools don't offer the layers of real ministry training that RTBI offers.
By the time you graduate, you already have plenty of preaching experience. You learn how to prepare spiritually and practically.
We learn our constitutional laws, which are vital to operating a successful ministry.
Every preacher should have a job. It's the job, the work of the ministry, the work of evangelism, the work of calling people to Christ, the work of praying for the sick, the work of casting out devils. That's what people are given to do.
The Revival Today Women's Mentorship Program is a place for you to find encouragement, practical teachings, and inspiration for you to do all that God has for you to do. Led by Pastor Adala Shuttlesworth, this program empowers women to grow spiritually and to discover their purpose. Over 2,000 women are in this mentorship program, and we are seeing many women's lives transformed. Ladies, be a part of something powerful and sign up today at AdalaShuttlesworth.com.
But by the time they got to the big building, they had a board of directors that had... Mas eu vou te dizer, conforme isso cresce, a unção vai crescer junto. Nunca haverá dia nesta igreja em que você precise ler. Когда вам придется вспоминать старые времена, Бог творит новое, Бог увеличивает, aumentando. Él continuará aumentándonos. En el nombre de Jesús, y reciben esto, vamos. Come on, make the devil nervous. Clap your hands. Give God a mighty shout.
The greatest move of God that has ever hit planet Earth is happening right now. And I'm not watching it happen. I'm in it right now with you. I see revival sweeping over this earth before Jesus returns. The devil is not over your head. The devil is not eye to eye. The devil's in the same place today that he'll be tomorrow. Under your feet. What's up? This is Jonathan Shuttlesworth, and I have a real stirring in my spirit for this year's Breakthrough in Ministry, November 11th through the 14th. I see a major drought in leadership in the body of Christ. Obviously, not everywhere, but there are many organizations, the Methodists, the Presbyterians, where people who started in those organizations, they no longer believe the Bible. They've shut their missions program down. If you're a minister and you feel directionless, you don't like the leadership that you're in, we are launching at our Breakthrough in Ministry, our new ministerial fellowship, which we will announce there. And we are believing for many churches, many pastors many evangelists to come into what God's doing as we relaunch mass crusades and build strong churches all over the United States of America. I know there's many people listening to this right now that have a great call of God on your life, and you're looking for a direction and a flow to get in that will facilitate God's hand and get in like company of people that believe God and believe for the miraculous and signs and wonders and winning the lost. I want to see you this November 11th through the 14th in Arizona. Not the worst place in the world to be. November 11th through the 14th. All of the information is on the screen. 4 days of impartation to impact your generation. A great week that I believe is going to make an impact in your life and in your nation. Sign up today at rtcregister.com. See you November 11th through the 14th.
The blind see, the deaf hear, the crippled walk, the lepers are cleansed.
We need the power of Pentecost. We need an outpouring of God's Spirit.
May God give you and me a grace to be faithful. He counted me loyal.
What's revealed to you in the Word will show you divine purpose, will give you new life, a life worth fighting for.
God is raising up a new generation of Jesus ministers out of this meeting. I'm telling you, the reason this fire is burning in you tonight is what I'm telling you is exactly what brought you to Bible school. I'm not telling you anything new. One night you were at an altar and something came on your life that said you're going to be used of God to set your generation free. And I'm telling you, every Elab, every Saul that came to put you back in dead religion, their task has failed. You are going to be used in the power of the Holy Ghost to set men and women free. Hey! Hey! Shout it out loud, the devil is defeated. Jesus Christ is Lord. Your first job when you get out of school might be a youth pastor with 9 kids. It won't stay at 9 kids. It'll go to 14. Then it'll go to 23. Then it'll go to 35. Then it'll go to 81. Then they'll have a board meeting about kicking you out because you're embarrassing the rest of the church. How you were able to do in 6 months what they couldn't do in 10 years. But just remember, man can't demote you and man can't promote you. Promotion comes from the Lord. When God is for you, it doesn't matter who's against you. Everything's going to be all right. You are going to be fruitful and multiply for the rest of your life. And the devil might not like it, but it can't do a thing to stop it. The oil's on your head. I said the oil's on your head. Your cup is running over. You're overflowing your banks. You're going to get net filling, boat sinking, harvest from now till when Jesus comes. Sorry that I'm dressed like Denzel Washington in Training Day. There. Now I look like I owe the Russian mob $1 million by midnight. People have odd ideas about what humility is. Like just looking depressed. There's Brother Jonathan, he's so humble. No, that's not humility, that's scoliosis. Where because I had the necklace, it snapped him out of being a joke. See, people cover they're in pain with joking around all the time. That's what I do. No. Deep hurts. So there's something about doing it. Then we do outreach every Saturday. Little mini crusades in Section 8 housing and nursing homes. Let me tell you something. If you can preach in a nursing home, it'll prepare you well for Assemblies of God churches that you get invited to, because it's basically the same feel with worse music and less pudding. I'm not on a mission to save the world. My goal is to stay awake till bedtime. So, whatever happens in between, praise the Lord. Dry scoop of pre-workout, see what happens. What's that song they used to sing all the time when my churches I was growing up? I was like preaching in, and I would like just spend the rest of the meeting rebuking the team. It's out of the book of Job. Oh, bless it. Who said it? Were you in a meeting where I did it? Blessed be the name, in the land filled with suffering.
Whatever. I have trouble remembering like stupid stuff. I can remember the code to Mike Tyson, 007-373-5963. I can remember unlimited weapons in Contra, up, up, down, down, left, right, A, B, select, start. But I can't remember the lyrics. Oh yeah, it would get to the bridge. He gives and takes away. He gives and takes away. And I'm telling you, people, I was like looking for blunt objects to hit people with. Let the nations be glad. I mean, it's hard serving the Lord. Be glad. Yeah, it is hard serving the Lord with a face like that. Be hard serving anybody. Half those people only became Christians because the devil didn't want them. They're so sad. You guys take them. They depress even me, says Satan. I was not the children's pastor. I was the assistant. I was the Dwight Schrute of the children's ministry. Assistant to the children. Not assistant children's pastor. Assistant to the children's pastor. All right, great. I went to a costume store in Rhode Island by my thing, bought like a dinosaur outfit, dressed up in it. I thought the kids would enjoy it. It scared the crap out of like 5 of them. They ran into the sanctuary. They asked me not to wear it anymore. And then I told the kids, I said, now listen, when we do praise and worship, if you'll dance the whole time, I'm gonna jump a folding chair. And so, because it wasn't the most lively church. So even the kids, it had like bled onto the kids where we're doing like, if you're happy and you know it, clap. If you're happy and you know it, clap. So I hate depression and sadness and slow services. So I was like in children's ministry contending for a breakthrough. I'm gonna break this thing through. Let's see if I can't get this children's church extended a week. So I said, if you guys all will dance, well, they were like all white kids. It was like an Italian part. They couldn't dance. It looked like they were having seizures in slow motion. They're dancing, and then they're laughing, and the teacher's laughing. It brought joy in there. So then I'm like, I don't know if I can jump a folding chair. Whatever. So I set one up, ran. I was so sure I was going to crash. I cleared it by like a mile. So then I told him, every week, if you keep doing this and you bring friends, I'm going to add a chair. Next week I did 2. Next week I did 3. They might have the picture, because if you do say I don't believe you, me either. But I did do it, and I have photos. It's insane. 4 chairs, 5 chairs, 6 chairs. Well, when I got to 6, parents started leaving church early to film it. So we had like a paparazzi in the back. 7, 8, and then 9, I crashed hard. Split my shin open, bleeding. That children's church grew from a handful of kids. I think on that day I was going to jump like the Evel Knievel of children's church that couldn't afford a motorcycle. When I went to all the parents, and then it was good I crashed, because they called a board meeting and said, you're going to have to stop doing that because it's irritating the pastor that a third of the church is leaving early to come watch you jump chairs in the back.
Absolutely supernatural.
It was supernatural. And that's the point. Thank you, Magalis. You're a blessing. You're a great lady, Magalis. I don't care what the Department of Child Services says. And I'm telling you, I'm standing with you. You're going to get those kids back. That sheriff didn't know what he was talking about. Did you know your kids are over with my wife at the 107 building? They're going straight up ballistic over there. I'm going to have them videotape one of the children's praise services. It looks like an insane asylum. Everybody dancing and singing. That's our gift to you. We give them back with the energy knocked out of them. You carry them to the car like Civil War infantrymen. For snack, we're going to start serving NyQuil. Anyway, 6, you don't have a missions director that quit missions 10 years ago because they got a bad story. What ends up happening? Pastors that teach the pastoral classes that don't pastor anymore. So you end up having people teach you that they're not trying to, but because they've been discouraged, they discourage. I know a lot of you students think you're going to go out there and win the world to Christ. But let me tell you something. It's like, why don't you just smoke while you teach? Because it has the same feeling behind it. That I started dancing the best I knew how. So Adalis, who actually knows how to dance, because as she's told in her testimony, she stopped drinking at age 15. I've never heard of that in my life. 15 years old, I'm had enough of this stuff. It's ruining my life. My math grades are through the floor. Most rigid church you could ever go to is the Italian Pentecostal churches in Canada. I said what I said, no apologies. They don't like dancing, they don't like falling under the power, they don't like, I'm talking Pentecostal. We don't do that. They all left the Catholic Church. They might as well just slap a black suit and white collar on. It's no different. They don't like any of that stuff. Then I went to an Italian Pentecostal wedding. All the deacons, they wouldn't let dancing in church when they put on electric slide. Finance and administration, because I was always stunned how many people graduated Bible school, they didn't know anything about, like I would have graduates ask me that are pastoring, am I allowed to take a salary from the offering? No, you have to starve to death. You're gonna pastor about 50 days and you're gonna die. Yeah, you can take a salary, but then there's a way to do it legally so you don't go to federal prison. And so we teach all that. All the stuff, it's almost like up until now, I feel like you had to be a preacher's kid to know anything about the ministry. They don't tell you, just trust God. That'll get you in federal prison when it comes to finances. Where are your receipts for your deductions? Brother, I'm just trusting God. Okay, you're going to the psychiatric unit. And then I went into the room, my bedroom, and I said, Lord, if you enjoy watching me do this as much as my wife did, I will dance for you every time I get money as a way to say thanks for where I know it came from. And I'll dance in proportion of the amount of money. So if some lady gives me $5, I'll give you a little knee wiggle. What else? Faith and fitness? Oh, my wife must have added that in. I don't have anything to do with that. Everybody had to swim because they made you stay in shape. So I think that's good. You need less prayer if your body mass index is under 5 figures. Amen. So you can kind of cooperate with God rather than need a miracle all the time. I've been eating ice cream. I can't see out of my left eye. Yes, we can. God will heal you, and then stop having a pint of ice cream before bed. You got to be a real, when Jesse Duplantis said that thing, if you don't believe in healing, you haven't been sick enough? He's absolutely right. There was a guy that was on the radio 3 hours a day, all through the 90s, called the Bible Answer Man, that made fun of every healing preacher, mocked Benny Hinn. That was his whole program, 3 hours a day. Then he got diagnosed with cancer, joined a church that prayed for the sick and said, I'm rethinking my doctrine on healing. Yeah, now you are. What can we even say in this religion? I'm so limited. You unkind gentleman. Well, that'll blow out. Sometimes he says yes, sometimes he says no, sometimes he says wait. Bullcrap. Everyone that asks, I'm sorry, I forgot. Not true. Luke 17:15-19. And one of them, 10 lepers were healed, or as my cousin's youth pastor in West Virginia said 30 some years ago, 10 leopards. I mean, he didn't say it once. He preached it for an hour. There were 10 leopards. They came with their spots, and Jesus cleansed them of their spots. Meanwhile, somebody's loading a 357. He makes one more joke about West Virginia, I'm going to fire. The host is so liked how happy I was and how I was treating my daughter, and I guess whatever I just gave off, that when we sat down in the private room, she said, here's my name and number. I want to work for whatever company you run. And then she had blue hair, which you can have blue hair and be spirit-filled. Clarita's proven that. But 99 times out of 100, you can kind of guess how somebody voted by their hair color. So that's supernatural. You can't have Christians eat all they want and have 12 baskets left. Christians eat. It's the only thing we're allowed to do. That's why most Christians are big as houses. We don't drink, we can't smoke, we can't gamble. You know, in my grandfather's era, you weren't allowed to golf. You'd lose your credentials if you golfed because gambling took place on the golf course. My dad still does not go to movie theaters. Literally, my grandfather used to say, we're a chrome bumper and a light bulb away from being Amish. What lunatic has 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish with 5,000 men to feed, not counting the women and children? 20,000, 25,000, because people used to have children back then. 30,000. In 33 AD, people didn't say, these are our golden retrievers. They're like our children. They had kids. So then offering. What did Pastor Adalis yell at you about offerings for 30 minutes for and threaten you if you don't tithe? I'm so tired of her saying that what you white people like doing. You know what she's doing after church? She's going bow hunting. Okay, not exactly a Puerto Rican tradition. I think we rubbed off on each other. She's going bow hunting and I have a chrome Cadillac. So I got some Puerto Rican and she got some white people.
The following program contains political discourse, opinions, and footage that many viewers may find offensive. It should not be viewed by anyone ever.
So you made a way across the great divide, left behind heaven's throne to build it here inside. And there at the cross, you paid the debt I owe, broke my chains, freed my soul. For the first time I had hope. Thank you, Jesus, for the blood applied. Thank you, Jesus, it has washed me white. Thank you, Jesus, you have saved my life, brought me from the darkness into glorious light.
Because it's only in the storm that your faith can grow. It's only when your faith is tested by fire that you really know how pure your faith is. It's only when you are tested that your character can develop. Only in the storm can you discover the power of God to deliver you. Only in the storm do you call upon the Lord and find Him to be the ever-present help in the time of trouble. The storm develops your confidence. And as your confidence is, so is your capacity. God has you fighting the fight you're fighting now because it's a fight designed to develop your confidence. And when you win this one, the next one will be a little bigger, and you'll have the confidence because of your past victory. And when you win that one, you'll win the next one, and the next one, and the next one, because God is transforming you into a lion of God. He's waiting for persistence to overcome resistance. He's trying to develop in you the character of endurance. For those who endure to the end, the same shall be saved. God put you through a struggle to develop you into who you're going to be in the kingdom of God. God used no one in the Bible until He put them through the university of adversity before He allowed them to be a leader in the kingdom of God. You will have your adversity. You will reach the other side. But God is going to make a champion of grace out of every one of you. Listen to me. When you focus on the threat, you will experience fear. When you focus on Jesus, you will experience faith. When you struggle, when you go through adversity, Think about the possibility that God is using your struggle and your adversity. Every opportunity has difficulty, and every difficulty has opportunity. It's only when you come to grips with the difficulty that you will realize your potential. Stop looking at your circumstance and start looking at your opportunity. The things you trust in today will fail you tomorrow. People will fail you. Where do you go when the storms of life are greater than what you can endure? When the storms are great, when the winds and the waves are crushing your dreams, where do you go? You go to the one whom winds and waves obey. His name is Jesus. He is the rock. He is the Savior.
My name is Kyle. I have been a registered Democrat for the last 22 years. I have voted in every election, up and down from the state to local level. This message is for the Democrats. I hate you.
Now, we see in polling that minority voters, Black and brown Americans, are starting to shy away from the Democrat Party.
And you lost my vote. And you lost many people's vote, and that's your fault.
As a progressive, proud member of this body for the last 12 years, I'm done. I'm done with us protecting people who would buy and abuse our children. I'm done.
Your children will see us. Your children will love us, and your children will join us.
You see what the Democratic Party has turned into. Woke manifestation of ridiculousness.
I used to be a lifelong Democrat for years, but the Democrat Party got so far away from what my values are.
I'm a Democrat too, but we Trump.
I don't give a fuck who look at me different. I'm voting for Trump.
Even my great-grandmother, 95 years old, lifelong Democrat, is going to vote for Trump this year.
I was a Democrat, but actually I'm supporting Trump.
I would like to say, Mr. President, I am so sorry for believing the lies that the mainstream media has just projected on me and that I fell for and I believed. The media played me.
So it seems like a lot of celebrities are kind of like voting for Trump now. I mean, why do you think people are kind of like changing their way of like?
I think we just did our research and we're just, we're not brainwashed anymore by the left.
She calls out to the man on the street. Sir, can you help me? It's cold and I've nowhere to sleep. Is there somewhere you can tell me?
And he went hunting for females on the University of Georgia's campus.
Doesn't look back. He pretends he can hear her.
Shouldn't have even been allowed to walk free.
As he crosses the street, seems embarrassed to be there. Oh, think twice. 'Cause it's another day for you and me in paradise. Oh, think twice. 'Cause it's another day for you and me in paradise.
He gets shot.
you see that? Oh man, Charlie Kirk.
The Republican Party is basically a domestic terrorist cell at this point, and they should be treated as such. There are elements of the GOP that are starting to look like the jihadists.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
There is no alternative right now because the Republican Party project today is a fascist authoritarian project.
This nation was built on law, order, and pride. Immigrants came through the front door with papers in hand and hearts full of hope. But that America was betrayed by Democrats. They didn't lose control of the border. They opened the floodgates on purpose. 20 million poured in. Cartels, rapists, traffickers, funded by you, enabled by them. This wasn't immigration, it was an invasion. By design. And we paid the price. In chaos, in crime, in blood, while traitors in suits handed out benefits with our money. But now comes the reckoning. We're not deporting immigrants. We're deporting lawlessness and those who sold this country out. Law, order, sovereignty. Without them, we don't have a country. So now it's time for retribution, for justice. You don't get to destroy America and stay in it.
Let's tell a story about one of the greatest psyops in history. The psyop that you deserve less and less every year, and that you should work harder and harder for less and less. The psyop that to be broke was the American way. The psyop that you should be lucky to pay your bills. The psyop that it's normal for prices to go up every year, forever. The psyop that it's normal to pay taxes. When you're born, death and taxes are the only certainty they would tell you. The psyop that you need to make $80,000 a year to take care of your family, then $100,000, and then $150,000. Now they tell you both you and your wife need to work to achieve financial freedom. So you hire the nannies, you hired the babysitters, you leave your community, you just don't have time for them anymore. Because you and your wife embarked on individual careers, these careers that took you away from your kids, your spouse, your home, your community, and they told you this was normal. It's totally normal to spend 2/3 of your time away from your family. It's normal to fight and get divorced, and it has nothing to do with the economic decisions and policies made by the government. None of it was normal. It was all nefarious, and it chipped away at what it meant to be an American. It chipped away at your self-esteem. It chipped away at your marriage, at your family, until you looked up and one day no one was married anymore. No one was succeeding unless they were heavily leveraged. One day you woke up and realized you don't recognize the world around you. Until Trump. President Trump came along and said, "This is your country, and that's your money." And he wouldn't back down. All the people that were destroying you came out and spoke against him. They went to great lengths to undermine his agenda. When President Trump hit his stride in 2019, they released a biological weapon that was the largest psyop in global history. COVID. They ran the scamdemic. They extorted trillions of dollars out of your economy. Then they stole your election overtly, hijacked your democracy, put up barbed wire fencing around your capital, and told you it was normal. During the next 4 years, they would unleash an invasion the likes of which no nation had ever seen. Hundreds of thousands, if not millions of illegals poured in the United States of America and began gobbling up whatever remaining resources were in existence. You were deemed a domestic terrorist by those in power. They surveilled your phones, your computers. They surveilled your lives. But it wasn't enough to stop Donald Trump. When they couldn't undermine his campaign through the courts and lawfare, they eventually tried to kill him again and again and again, until that fateful day in November when President Trump and America reclaimed their sovereignty. With him, he brought the richest man on the planet, for free, named Elon Musk. They then began uncovering and publicizing all of fraud, theft, waste, and abuse of the American taxpayer. They have threatened him. They have threatened his family. Subversion is all they have left. Infiltration is all they have left. Their funding is drying up. This is your Liberation Day.
What would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me?
In a time not so far removed, the world seemed a bit simpler, at least through the eyes of a kid growing up in the heart of America. Back then, we had something special, a culture where freedom of expression wasn't just allowed, it was celebrated. Making fun of each other wasn't about malice, and it usually wasn't even mean. It was a rite of passage, a way to laugh about our differences, unifying us through humor. Sure, there were bullies, but they played an important role. By pushing us, they taught us to push back, to stand up for ourselves, to fight for what we believed in. A clever comeback was like a right hook with a smile.
You play ball like a girl!
It was all part of growing up and learning life lessons that molded our character. Everyone got their turn, and it was worth it. But as time went on, people got lazy. They got soft. The culture went woke, and suddenly everything was offensive. Every joke had to be justified, and the spontaneity of youth was replaced with caution. Our carefree spirit replaced by the twisted calculations of political correctness. Victimhood became a virtue, and cancel culture reigned supreme. Then a miracle happened. God stepped in, and we, the people, stood up. We elected a new president, a leader who promised to bring back the laughter, the color, the soul. This president, with a nod to the past, aims to make our culture great again, a pledge to reignite the magic of yesteryears.
Mr. Donald! Oh my God!
Not just bringing back jobs, but bringing back the joy of unapologetic humor.
This ain't Johnny Carson, motherfucker.
The freedom of expression without the fear of offense. Now we're seeing a renaissance. The music is getting louder again, the colors brighter, and the laughter, well, it's starting to sound a lot like it used to. Maybe it's not a return to the past, but a rebirth of the spirit that made those times so special. So here we are, standing at the crossroads of nostalgia and revival.
You can't go out there. You know how dangerous it is.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the purge sanctioned by the U.S. government.
Every night they come for us, not by chance, by design.
Law enforcement isn't to prevent crime. Law enforcement solves crime.
The crime is down. Leftist policies open.
Day 1 of the government shutdown.
It is now day 2.
3rd day.
Day 4.
Day 5.
Day 6.
1 week. The 8th day.
Day 9.
Day 10.
11th day.
Day 12.
On the first day of shutdown, the Dems gave to me sombreros on Hawking Jeffries. On the second day of shutdown, the Dems gave to me 2 rhino votes and sombreros on Hawking Jeffries. On the third day of shutdown, the Dems gave to me 3 missed paychecks, 2 rhino votes and sombreros on Hawking Jeffries. On the fourth day of shutdown, the Dems gave to me 4 farmers waiting, 3 missed paychecks, 2 rhino votes and sombreros on Hawking Jeffries. On the 5th day of shutdown, the Dems gave to me 3
Democrats, unfortunately, are continuing to play political games. Millions of American federal workers are under enormous financial stress as a result, wondering how they will pay their bills and take care of their families.
I make the solemn promise that if you help us reopen the government, the sombrero memes will stop.
On the 11th day of shutdown, the Dems gave to me 11 Dems still crying, 10 courts delaying, 9 planes grounded, 8 schools unfunded, 7 ships not sailing, 6 parks are closing, 5 lives matter. 4 farmers waiting, 3 missed paychecks, 2 rhino votes, and sombreros on Hakeem Jeffries. On the 12th day of shutdown, the Dems gave to me 12 bills not passing, 11 Dems still crying, 10 courts delaying, 9 planes grounded, 8 schools unfunding, 7 ships not sailing, 6 parks are closing, 5 lives matter. 4 farmers waiting, 3 missed paychecks, 2 rhino votes. Oof. And sombreros on Hakeem Jeffries. Come on, Democrats, you're so lame. No more money for Los Eagles. America first. Let's go.
Well, welcome to the final day in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'll see you live in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma tonight at Power Chapel. And we are right across right now from the Wayman Tisdale School of Fine Arts, who, if I remember correctly, was one of the 2 guys from NBA Jam on the Sacramento Kings. He was a professional basketball player who also played bass guitar professionally. I can't remember if he's a Christian or not. Can you find that out? I just saw the sign on the way in. He was a power forward, and he also was like an excellent musician. I guess he built a school for kids. Good to see you. People turn on the Democrats. They're in trouble. War with Venezuela is looking like it's taking place right now. Climate change is over. Can't celebrate that enough. Good to see everybody on YouTube. Good to see Danny from Naples, Florida on the app. Milta on the app and Stevan on the app. Great to see everybody. Let's check the news. After an incredible, successful week in Asia, President Trump boarded Air Force One en route to his home in Palm Beach, Florida. Just brought nearly $2 trillion in Asian investments, secured critical minerals, struck agreements with China, finalized peace between Cambodia and Thailand. Roll it. Little wave. Good job, Mr. President. Next. Tony Romo explains why the footballs are switched if a fan catches a ball. This was chilling to me. Roll it.
And that's into the first row. Maybe the second. And it's caught.
There he is. Young Jim Nance. Just catching football. Oh, you see what they do there?
Yeah.
See how they switch that? But the reason you give the ball back, because there's chips in those footballs. Do you know that? And the NFL wants to keep their data to themselves and give you a ball that doesn't have chips.
Computer chips inside the game balls. Don't believe me? Google it. Now, I discussed in my last video that I believe that these computer chips can be turned into an electromagnet, and thus you can have the ball be manipulated with magnets and technology and cause, let's say, a field goal that was gonna be good to bounce off the uprights instead. Now, this isn't the only way that this technology is being used. I also believe that this very same magnetic technology is being implemented into the players' gloves, especially wide receivers, making all those awesome one-handed catches that they routinely seem to make.
What do you think? Next. Hold on. Wait. Watch this. Worth every second. Roll it.
And I wish you joy and happiness. But above all this, I wish you love. And
Next. Wayman Tisdale is he dead? He often spoke publicly about his faith in God and credited it as a foundation for his life, both during and after his basketball career. After retiring from the NBA, he became a successful gospel-influenced smooth jazz musician, and his music frequently reflected his faith and gratitude. Yeah, even after being diagnosed with cancer and losing part of his leg, Tisdale maintained a positive outlook, saying his faith gave him peace and strength. Through every challenge and interviews in his autobiography, he described his relationship with God as essential to his identity and purpose. Let me see if he's alive. Died in 2009, son of a gun. Well, big ups to Wayman Tisdale and his family. God bless you. Good job building that school. Next. Theo Vaughn, roll it.
They deleted my hair. Oh, disappeared my hair. That's what it was.
They disappeared my hair.
They disappeared my hair.
Dude, I'm hanging out with, I was with Kid Rock the other night, and he calls Trump, dude. It's like fucking...
He's got him on speed dial?
It's like 1 a.m. He calls him. He's like, let's go. Trump answers. They're fucking talking. I'm like, dude, what is going on?
Next. Treasury Secretary Bessent, hope you run for president, says the U.S. and China plan to sign a trade deal next week. Next. Norm Macdonald was banned from returning to The View for 15 years after his appearance in the year 2000 when he wouldn't stop talking about Bill Clinton murdering people. Because you remember there was a guy that was involved with Trump with Clinton on real estate deals, and they found him dead in a park in Washington, D.C., and said he shot himself in the head, but there was like 2 shots fired or something. And they freak out. Roll it.
It'd be good to get the... See, I think we should get the homicide out of the White House and get like a fresh start, because we don't want any more murderers.
I think we should just go on to the next question.
Oh.
Who are the murderers? Yeah.
Oh, Clinton, he murdered a guy.
Yeah, you know, we're not allowed to, you're not allowed to put out accusations without...
That's a little too far.
That's the way it does work.
Let's just go on to the next question.
Yeah.
This is not my week. What can I tell you?
Oh, it's not mine either, and I'm being very nice, okay? Be a good boy. Now, Norm?
Do you never hear that?
No. Listen, we don't need to talk about
I don't want to get into
that.
this, and I don't want to hear it, and this is not the place to make those accusations, and you're supposed to be funny. Let's get on to the next question, so get with it.
There you go.
This is a live show.
Not for
Why?
nothing, Norm, but you have been properly chastised by Barbara, so I'm now going to ask the next question.
I thought it was a matter of record.
Shut up.
Why is he gone and Patton Oswalt's still here? Next. This is the head of the Canadian military. It makes me feel like getting 3 friends together and invading. This is Canada's top military general. She's crying while apologizing for systemic racism and discrimination in their forces. I feel like she might have played a lot of Duke Nukem. A deeply unserious country. This is how Western civilization dies. Roll it.
Systemic racism, racial discrimination, and harassment are an affront to these values, and yet we allowed these injustices to occur and fester within our ranks. Therefore, on behalf of the Canadian Armed Forces, I offer my most sincere and deepest apologies. I apologize to every CAF member, veteran who experienced racism, discrimination, and harassment. And I acknowledge we failed you.
It's like your whole country is being defended by a backslidden Janet DiStefano. If you're watching Janet, we miss you. See you when I come back to Pittsburgh. But you know, Janet doesn't belong defending the country. This lady, look at her. Crying. Shame on you. Next. Broken Arrow, Oklahoma tonight. Final service, 7 p.m. It's been a great week. Look forward to seeing you. Giving away an ORU scholarship and a 10 Rama scholarships. Next. New Jersey governor candidate Jack Ciattarelli expected to win 60% of the election day vote, trouncing Mickey Sherrill, that's a woman, by 21 points. Jack is expected to win the Jack. Okay, so Jack is expected to win 60% of the election day vote and expected to win the early in-person vote by 1 point. But Cheryl is expected to win mail-in voting. This is where Republicans poo the old bed, lose it by 57%. So Democrats vote by mail and Republicans don't. Roll it.
Chitterelli's campaign says it's feeling good about Republicans matching Democrats in in-person early voting, and the campaign says new and infrequent voters are showing up for Chitterelli. Bottom line is, John, we've got 230,000 votes that have come in in-person early voting. That already has surpassed the total number of 2021 when in-person early voting started, and so, you know, we'll see. It looks like the turnout is high and energy is high.
Best of luck, Jack. Next. Jeopardy. Okay, this has been going all around the internet. I've not watched it. See if it's funny or not. Roll it.
Categories are, that's a globalist. Next up, 9/11. Followed by famous fentanyl overdose deaths. Then we've got It's a Man Baby. Finally, we've got What a Fag. Notice F-A-G is in quotations there. Don, we'll start with you.
Let's try fag for $400, Alex.
Harry Sisson, an online content creator.
What is a massive faggot?
That's it. Don, you've got the board.
Let's go fag for $600, Alex.
California Governor Gavin Newsom.
What is a total fag?
Oh, so close, but not quite there. Yes. Alex?
What is a raging faggot?
Raging indeed. Alex, go ahead and choose the next category.
Let's do famous fentanyl overdose deaths for 1,000.
Hey, that's not a real $20 bill. This random criminal became the face of a George Soros color revolution in 2020.
Who is St. Floyd?
I'm checking with the judges, and yes, St. Floyd or George Floyd both work here. Alex, next category, please.
Let's go with It's a Man Baby for 1,000.
Daily double. Alex, what would you like to wager on this one?
Let's make it a true daily double, Alex.
This former First Lady is built like a linebacker, and many have suggested she is actually a he.
Oh boy, who is Big Mike?
Big Mike or Michelle Obama. Absolute pythons for arms, and maybe one in her pants as well. Alex, you've got control.
Hope you enjoyed it. Next. Big Daddy NVIDIA, that now became the first company, I think, with a $5 trillion market cap. So to put it in perspective, it's bigger than the whole crypto market, every oil company on earth, all of global gold reserves combined, all U.S. regional banks combined, every item on Amazon combined, the world's billionaires 3 times over, and 2 Canadas. Next. Roll it.
Well, I think we actually, it doesn't solve the health insurance problem, the premium problem. I think what's a very fair deal and is open the government and let's just vote on extending these premiums for a year or more. Well, I don't understand what's so hard about that. And by the way, Senator Thune has offered that, I believe.
Notice this is a New Jersey Democrat. I don't understand why we don't reopen the government. So the Democrats are starting to have ranks broken, and they only need to lose 5 Democrats to reopen the government. And that's a massive loss. Hey, what happened to Taco? What happened to Trump always chickens out? He's not doing it this time. Keep going.
Well, he offered up a vote that we can actually have a vote on extending these premiums. I think when put to it, you're going to see Democrat and Republicans, senators and congressmen and women want to vote for that. Why would you not want to vote to extend help with these tax credits, get premiums down for people? People are getting hurt right now in their pocketbooks. Yep. They're really need help. So why not give them some help?
All right, let's move to
next. Whoopi Goldberg's being called out for making the most ironic statement possible. Look at what they say with no irony. Stop investigating a man about Biden. Stop investigating a man who's no longer in office. Do you remember way back 12 months ago? They want you to forget the last 4 years and believe you raided Trump's home out of office. Take it away, Predator.
It's kind of crazy. You know, I kind of agree with him. If you, instead of investigating a man who's no longer in office, I would like y'all to find out why the U.S. military is striking vessels without verifying who's in them.
Pause.
I want the government shut.
Who said they don't know who's in them? Also, if a boat's leaving a foreign country packed with fentanyl to deliver to the United States, why do you need to know the guy's name's Paco? What a stupid... I mean, the fact that this show has ratings is the main argument for taking away women's right to vote. Keep going.
Down to figure out what's going on because it's getting ready to be the longest one in history. SNAP benefits are about to run out.
Why are you dressed like an art
Soybean
teacher?
farmers in financial crisis, and of course there is the unreleased Epstein files.
Yes.
And
You don't want those Epstein files released, Whoopi. There's going to be a lot of people on there that you know. Next. Caitlin Collins calling out Hakeem Jeffries. They're turning on their own. Take it away, female Bruno San Martino. Roll it.
Said that Mike Johnson's not willing to sit down and have a conversation. Y'all did have a phone conversation, I believe you said earlier today. Who initiated that call? Was that you or was that Speaker Johnson?
It was a call from Mike Johnson. It was very brief.
Pause. So he said that there's no way to work things out and that they don't want to talk. Then Caitlin Collins said, but you said there, play for the minute. She said, but you talked to him. Who called who? He called me. So he admits the Republicans are trying to make progress. He looks so gray and unhealthy. You know, I'm not a doctor. Even if I was a doctor, you can't diagnose somebody by eyesight. Having said that, that is not a good color. That grayish hue is usually not a good sign. Play it from the beginning.
Said that Mike Johnson's not willing to sit down and have a conversation. Y'all did have a phone conversation, I believe you said earlier today.
Pause. You said Mike
initiated
Johnson isn't willing to have a phone conversation, but then you said earlier in this interview that you had a phone conversation. Who initiated it? He did. Okay. So he just kicked the legs out from under your whole argument on CNN that's supposed to be in your corner. Continue.
Call. Was that you or was that Speaker Johnson?
It was a call from Mike Johnson. It was very brief, and it wasn't a substantive discussion in terms of finding a path forward.
But was he calling to talk about the government shutdown?
I mean, you could say that was in the ballpark, but, you know, it was a private conversation that will remain private. However, nothing meaningful came.
Obviously, he was calling to talk about. That's the only. Anybody knows that's the only reason he called. I'm guessing you and Mike Johnson don't hang out in your personal time. He was calling to ask you if you've had the new habanero wings from Wingstop or whatever. He's calling you. You're Hakeem Jeffries, a liberal Democrat. He's Mike Johnson, the Louisiana Republican. You have nothing in common other than to talk about you're the head rep for the Dems and he's the head rep for the Republicans. So you're a liar and very gray. Continue.
Out of it, again, because Donald Trump has not given Mike Johnson permission to enter into a bipartisan negotiation. Caitlin, I mean, House Republicans have been literally on vacation for the last 5 weeks.
He called you.
They've canceled votes 5 consecutive weeks in a row. They are uninterested in doing anything other than jamming their partisan Republican spending bill down the throats of the American people. And as Democrats, we've made clear we will not support a partisan Republican spending bill that continues to gut the health care of the American people. Period. Full stop.
Next. Tucker Carlson leads growing movement to detach from Israel. But what is the U.S. getting for 3.8? I think it's $38 billion a year. What do we give Israel? I don't think it's 3.8. I think it's 38. How much money does the United States officially give to Israel in aid? Is it 38 billion or around 38 billion a year?
So right now, it's a bit above the standard $3.8 billion annual commitment that's been in place under the member.
Okay, so it's 3.8 a year. So everybody that freaks out about why do we send money to Israel? It's barely any. It's like less than the cost of the 4 transgender youth centers we were building under the Biden regime. And we get a bunch of stuff in return. Like, I'll give you, I don't know if this guy's going to cover this, but I'll give you just one off the top of ChatGPT's head. 20 words or less, what percentage of technology does Israel build for the United States military?
In short, roughly 5 to 10% of some U.S. military tech components have Israeli input.
So there you go. So it's not like they're doing nothing. And well, it's only 5 or 10%. You know, we have like a zillion jets and warships. And that's one thing. So here's the rest. Tucker Carlson says the U.S.-Israeli alliance is deeply destructive, humiliating, geopolitically insignificant. He's calling to cut Israel loose. Critics echo $3.8 billion a year, welfare state. But what does America actually get in return? Let's count dollar for dollar. General Alexander Haig, Israel is the largest American aircraft carrier in the world that cannot be sunk and doesn't even carry one American soldier. So it's worth it just to have the fact that you have a nation the size of New Jersey in the dead center of the Middle East to land and hold your bases. Ford-class carrier, $13 billion to build, $2.5 billion a year to operate. Israel's version, 0 troops, 0 fuel. So you understand? Of an aircraft carrier is $13 billion to build. So that's 4 times, 3.5 times the cost of what we send to Israel, just if we had to replace them with that one aircraft carrier. And it's $2.5 billion to operate an aircraft carrier every year. Continue. Israeli intel. Israel gives us more military intelligence than all of NATO combined. Israel's intel to the U.S. is more productive than all NATO countries combined. Iran nuclear archive heist, save billions, trains U.S. special ops, fewer casualties, cyber drills versus Iran. Next. Battle-tested tech, cheaper and faster. Israel spends 4.5% of its GDP on research and development. U.S. gets results without footing the full cost. Anti-drone tech. Next. $50 billion in trade, mostly U.S. exports. 0% Israeli tariffs. So we send them $3.8 billion in exchange for 0% tariffs. Keep going. All aid money comes right back. $3.8 billion in aid, 70 to 100% spent on U.S. weapons, 20,000 plus direct defense jobs, 255,000 total U.S. jobs supported. Next. Israeli investment, $25 billion in U.S. economy, $25 billion Israeli FDI, tens of thousands of U.S. workers, top foreign tech source on NASDAQ, shared R&D hubs, all cyber quantum flow to the U.S. Continue. Israel and America the first issue. If $3.8 billion buys an unsinkable carrier, NATO beating intel, 255,000 U.S. jobs, and $50 billion in trade, then is detaching from Israel really America first? Little thought for all the Jew haters out there that have never thought things through. Next. Calls are now getting louder for Democrat Representative Jim Hines to resign for seemingly threatening MAGA that a future Democrat president will use the military to kill Trump supporters because 47 is killing narco-terrorists. What a gross comment. Roll it.
They're not terrorists. They may be drug runners. We don't know that
Pause.
for sure. But just because you call...
Why is this jackass sticking up for the guys in the boats? They're not terrorists. They might be drug runners. You don't consider it terrorism to introduce fentanyl into a country? What a fool. Wish I could tell him to his face. If I see him in Washington, D.C., I'll be happy to. Play from the beginning.
They're not terrorists. They may be drug runners. We don't know that for sure.
Pause. You do know it for sure. They're on a boat with drugs, running. It's on video, you freaking idiot. One more time from the beginning.
They're not terrorists. They may be drug runners. We don't know that for sure. But just because you call somebody a terrorist, we call lots of people terrorists, doesn't mean that the military is authorized to go after them. And if no other reason, and look, I talked to an awful lot of people who, despite the fact that this is illegal, are comfortable with lethal action against purported, maybe, cartel members. You know, where does it stop? Do we now start executing drug dealers on the corners of Brooklyn? Where does it stop? If all of a sudden the government, without telling anybody anything...
What's your your
this kind of
affinity?
lethal
Are you
action.
on drugs? Like, why do you love drug dealers so much? If we kill these drug dealers, where are we going to start? We're going to start taking out all drug dealers? There needs to be some drugs. Continue.
Just because they've decided that they've got the right to do so. If Lindsey Graham and other Republicans want to go the route of saying it's okay to kill people illegally, just so long as the American public supports it, the American public needs to really think that through. You know, there will be a Democratic president someday, and all my MAGA friends who are, you know, cheering on these illegal killings need to imagine who gets killed when President Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says that it doesn't matter what the law says. She's going to do what she's going to do. So look, I work here, so I understand the complete abnegation of principle and a complete thumbing of the nose, at the rule of law. But I would hope that people like Lindsey Graham might not go that path, because it's a very, very dangerous path for this country to go down.
Hope you get voted out. Next. See you in Omaha, November 7th and 8th with Brother Kenneth Copeland, among others. Lord of Hosts Church, November 7th at 7 p.m., November 8th at 9:30 in the morning. See you there. Next. Roll it.
So what are you hearing back home about SNAP expiring on Saturday?
I'm saying that I will witness it firsthand. My wife, Giselle, she develops the free store in our community, and it distributes food 3 times a week. And her lines have already got longer. And now I will encounter people that have no SNAP benefits starting on Saturday, and I don't have an explanation for them. All I could say is, I'm sorry. It's an absolute failure what occurred here for the last month, and now things are really going to land. And imagine being a parent with a couple kids and how you're going to fill their refrigerator and pack their lunches and get on with their lives when the things that they've depended on now is gone, because we can't even agree to just open things up. For a Democrat, you know, we're not allowed to just open this up. I mean, then our party has bigger problems than I thought we might have already. It's like, that's not controversial. Pay everybody. And you have our workers here borrowed over $350 million to pay their own bills. Like, it's a failure. And like I said, to all of the viewers, I'm apologizing that we can't even get our shit together and just open up our government.
Schumer said this gets better politically every day for Democrats. What do you say to that?
Yeah, well, ask the hungry people on Saturday. You know, it's like, that's the thing. You know, Americans are not leverage. This is not.
Morning, Ted.
This is not some shitty game show about who's winning or whatever. It's just like we have to be better than this and just open this up. And
Boss, I want everybody to write in the comments that if they were running for president, a Republican that you would vote for Fetterman over that Republican. I'd be interested to see. You can write none. But I'd vote for him over Lindsey Graham. I'd vote for him over, I'd have to think. I probably could come up with 15 or so. I'd vote for him over Mitch McConnell. Keep going.
You know, talk to any number of Republicans who they agree that we have this conversation about extending these tax credits.
Next. Kat Abou-Ghazaleh, the Democrat Illinois congressional candidate charged with impeding federal agents, just rage quit from an interview after a video was played of her banging on a federal agent's car. Roll it.
My name is Kat Abou-Ghazaleh. I'm running for Congress in the 9th District of Illinois. And the Department of Justice is charging 6 people, including myself, with federal crimes for exercising our First Amendment rights near ICE's Broadview Processing Center. This is a political prosecution and a gross attempt to silence dissent, a right protected under the First Amendment.
Pence or Romney for sure.
Is a major push by the Trump
Dan
administration
Crenshaw for
to
sure. Man, he
criminalize
disappeared.
protest and punish anyone who speaks out against them. That's why I'm going to fight these unjust charges, but I need your help to do it. As I and others have exercised our First Amendment rights, ICE has hit, dragged, thrown,
Did you get the right
shot
video?
rubber
Is this
balls,
where she's being
and
interviewed, or you got the
tear-gassed
bottom video?
hundreds of protesters, simply because we had the gall to
Remember,
say
I
that
wrote in all
masked
caps,
men
top video.
coming into our communities, abducting our neighbors, and terrorizing us cannot be our new normal. And because Chicago doesn't back down from bullies in masks who tear gas our neighborhoods, this administration has resorted to weaponizing the federal justice system to scare us into silence. But we're not going to be silent. The Trump administration wants you to be afraid of speaking out against it and its anti-democratic power grabs. And there are plenty of reasons to be.
The indictment alleges that you and others, quote, surrounded a federal officer.
Hey, thanks for hopping out of the shower to do the interview. Look like every freshman Bible college student for an early class. From the beginning?
The indictment alleges that you and others, quote, surrounded a federal officer's vehicle, banged on its hood and windows, etched pig on the side, and impeded movement. Did you etch the word pig on the side of an officer's car?
I'm not speaking to the specifics of anything that's in the indictment right now, but like I said, I do plan on pleading not guilty, and the evidence will come out in court, and I plan on winning.
Okay, well, let's watch the video of what happened that day that they are alleged. What do you, when you see that, what do you think right now?
Tara, once again, this is my first time being federally indicted. Like I said,
Yeah.
I plan on pleading not guilty. The evidence will come out in court, and I plan on winning. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Just really quickly, I did want to ask you.
Who's this
about
lady?
just
Tara
the fact that,
Palmieri. Why would she agree to go on there?
Officers up to 6 years in prison,
Next.
forcibly impeding and intimidating an officer's uptake.
I'm interested why she went on that lady's show, if she knew the lady was against her, or if she didn't know she was against her. Charlemagne, roll it.
Let's try it one more time with energy.
These Republicans, they are not the party of law and order. They're the party of lawlessness and disorder in all of the ways, including the ongoing crime scene at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Come on. People are angry. So why is Hakeem Jeffries talking like he's Chuck E. Cheese Obama? Okay? What are we doing? What are we doing? Come on, man. Come on. Clearly, the Democrats don't have the leaders they need to meet the moment. Okay, fine. Anyone who is a fan of sports knows sometimes you need a rebuilding year. Okay, get some draft picks, develop young talent, and at some point, the old guys need to retire. LeBron. So, what the Dems should be focused on is picking exciting new candidates. What you got?
Maine Governor Janet Mills has launched a bid for Senate. The 77-year-old was heavily recruited by Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer to join the race.
If Mills wins, she would be the oldest freshman senator
Just another
in
pretty
US
face.
history.
Damn. This is the new candidate, okay? She shouldn't be running for Senate. She should be throwing her Titanic necklace back into the ocean, okay? You know what? Forget it. Look at Zoran Mondani, okay? You see?
Pause. I didn't send it in, but Governor Kathy Hochul from New York said in an interview that Mom Donnie's not going to be able to do, and she's on that wing with him. She's a Democrat and a very liberal Democrat, that he's not going to be able to do any of the things that he's promising in his campaign because she won't greenlight more taxes on the rich. Again, a lot of the outrage is insane because you're getting freaked out about a mayor. A mayor can't raise taxes in a state. He could do borough tax, but it can't be done by executive order. Continue. So nobody's going to get anything he's promising.
Lots of excitement around his campaign, overwhelmingly won the primary. You guys can just endorse him.
Many Democrats in Washington are still hesitant or even against showing support for Mamdani.
All I can tell you is I'm going to continue talking to him.
What's the holdup?
I got to continue talking to him, and that's what I'm going to do.
Is part of the calculus that if you endorse a Democratic socialist, you're worried it will be damaging to your party, maybe even your chances of winning back the Senate?
I'm going to continue talking to him. Dana, you can ask me again.
Can someone go reboot Chuck Schumer? Okay? Clearly, that man is allergic to energy, all right? That's not the kind of leadership we're looking for, okay? These are the same Democratic leaders that shove their shitty candidates down our throats and say we have to support them because it's vote blue no matter who. Hell, you did it after Joe Biden shat the bed in the debate.
President Biden, as I've said repeatedly, is our nominee. He has a tremendous track record of success.
President Biden is our nominee. The voters have spoken.
I'm all in, no daylight.
As I've said before, I'm with Joe. As I've said
in,
before,
no daylight.
I'm with Joe. As I've said before, I'm with Joe.
You're riding with Biden. You're riding with Biden.
Was that the Did anyone mention Harris?
You're riding with Biden.
See?
So you're losing all your mouthpieces. Democrats are jumping ship on each other. Next. Accidental. Oh, no, I did send it. Roll it.
We know that Mamdani does want to tax the rich more, bring it up about 2%. He can't do that on his own. You've previously said that you wouldn't be raising taxes. Have you reconsidered that stance?
No, I would say one energetic rally does not get me to change my
Hey,
position.
just a heads up. If you go to get veneers, you can pick any size teeth. You don't have to get like racehorse teeth. Holy moly, it's nothing but teeth. You could turn the lights off and still find her. Continue.
But I do hear people's voices. I process what everybody says, but I'm also have to balance governing this state and making sure that those people who are actually the reason we have a generous, supportive budget that helps lift people up, it's their revenues.
Stefan, for some reason on the app, wrote, what's the worst hand in poker? It's 7-2 offsuit is statistically the worst hand in poker, followed by 8-3 offsuit. Continue.
Tax. 1.5% of New Yorkers cover about a third of our budget. That's enormous. I'm concerned about outmigration of people who are the ones who are supporting our budget. I cannot make up for that with middle-class tax increases. I cannot do that to the middle class and the struggling New Yorkers. So this is the balance.
That's great. Now go eat a whole apple. Next. Breaking. The Trump administration has reportedly authorized strikes on now it's not just trafficking boats. Venezuelan military sites, with the attacks expected to begin any time. I'm guessing when he met with Xi said go for it. Because China's there. Cuba, what Cuba was to Russia in the 60s, Venezuela is to China. It's their headquarters over here by us. And I guarantee you heard Xi said, I'm going to work to stop the distribution of fentanyl in America. This is part of it. This is where it's getting run in from. So part of what they were saying was, if these negotiations go bad, China's going to take it as an act of war that we're attacking Venezuela. But apparently they worked things out, and Xi said, go ahead and blow them off the map. And I think that's what's going to happen to a degree right now. Next. In a massive development, the Ohio Redistricting Commission passes new 2026 congressional map that adds 2 Republican seats and takes away 2 Democrat seats. Looks like it. So this is huge. This is a Republican +4 net shift for the U.S. House of Representatives next November. This could seal the deal and secure Trump's trifecta for the next 24 months of his presidency. Next. What a mic drop from Scott Bessent. Roll it.
Well, look, he's the leader of the Democratic talking points. He's shut down the government, which is an international embarrassment. And where were they? The Democrats, for the first 2 years, had the trifecta. They had the presidency, they had the House, they had the Senate. And what did they do? They did squat. They did squat. They wrote papers. They talked a lot. Nothing got done. And not only did we inherit a gigantic deficit, we inherited a deficit of action on all of these problems. And during COVID was the beta test for what happens. China proved itself to be an unreliable partner during COVID, and everyone should have taken that as all hands on deck. And instead, the Democrats were busy blowing out the spending.
Thanks, Lisa.
Sending money for the transgender surgery.
If I could go visit anywhere in America as a first-time tourist from Africa, where should I go and why? Go to Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in Memphis at about 1 in the morning. Let me know how you liked it. Keep going.
in Central America and the gender studies in Myanmar, that was their idea. So
you'll feel right at home.
For Representative Jeffries to even say anything is really disingenuous, and he knows better, but he can't say better. That's the problem with today's Democratic Party. They're a hive. They have one set of talking points. They can't move away from them. 3 brave Democratic senators have come across the aisle to reopen the government. I'm calling on 5 more to come across, reopen the government before Thanksgiving, because as we can see, Newark Airport, Reagan Airport, air traffic controllers are going out, and what if there's an accident? What if there's an accident due to the shutdown? It is going to lie with the Democratic
Laura Ingraham
senators.
with the RBF.
52 Republican senators have voted to reopen the government. 3 Democratic senators have. 52-3, Laura.
Great job, Mr. Percent. Hope you run for president. Next. Montreal, November 17th through the 21st, while it's still legal to preach. Monday at 7 p.m., Tuesday to Friday, 10 a.m., and 7 p.m. I would encourage every Canadian Christian to be at those meetings. Next. The Supreme Court has officially cleared President Trump to speed up deportations of illegal immigrants. This is huge. Roll it.
Now we have a Fox News alert. The Supreme Court just cleared the way for Trump to deport illegals even faster. The High Court ruled that Trump can use the Alien Enemies Act to send Venezuelan gangbangers to a mega prison in El Salvador. This is a huge ruling in Trump's favor and a major win for the country. After, as you know, D.C. Judge James Boasberg ordered a stop.
Of course he did. You get that by looking at him.
So this is
they all
pretty
look the
significant.
same.
These deportations, Caroline, can keep going.
This is a massive legal victory, Jesse, a massive victory for law and order and for our constitutional republic and the sovereignty of the United States of America. We called on the Supreme Court to rein in these activist judges like Judge Boasberg, who was completely out of line in trying to say that the president didn't have the executive authority to deport foreign terrorists off of our soil. We have always maintained the position at the White House that the president was well within his constitutional authority to do so. And this decision proves that President Trump and our administration have always been right from the beginning. He will continue to utilize the Alien Enemies Act to remove foreign terrorists and Tren de Aragua members, vicious gang members from American communities. And because of this ruling, the United States of America is a much safer place. Our team will get to work tomorrow to deport these heinous, violent foreign terrorists from our neighborhoods.
And you had another couple critical wins in the court with regard to DOJ. Tell us about those. That seems to be making progress.
Yes, absolutely. There have been many wins that the mainstream media has failed to cover, particularly over the weekend. The Supreme Court also ruled that the president does, in fact, have the authority over federal funding, that he can dictate what funds can go out the door and what can't, so long as they are part of the executive branch. So we have always, again, maintained that every executive order the president has signed, every executive action that he has taken has been well within his executive authority. And DOJ is doing a tremendous job at cutting back at the waste and the fraud and the abuse that have been ripping off American taxpayers, that have not been aligned with our interests here in our country. So we're going to continue the president's agenda. Again, he's well within his constitutional authority, and it's great to see the Supreme Court reining in these activist judges who are wearing robes but are acting as judicial activists, not as real judges and real arbiters of the law.
All right. Lawyers wrong. I can't believe a lawyer would ever be wrong. It just amazes me. They think they're always right. I guess not this time. Sorry, Boasberg. We love you, but we're sorry. Caroline, thank you.
Next. Ben Kendall, folks. This is the 18-year-old on the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Penguins are the oldest team in the NHL last year. They did nothing to improve in the offseason, next to nothing. They were expected to maybe contend for last place, and people thought they might be doing it on purpose because there's like a generational talent coming up in the draft this year. And they are number 1 in the NHL, folks. And they won again last night. And here's the 18-year-old with his 4th goal. Roll it.
Take control of this game here in the 3rd. Malkin for Crosby.
It's number 18.
One-timer, Carlson missed the net. Malkin punched it wide. It's loose in front. They score! Ben Kendall!
Nice job, Ben Kendall. Next. Senator Cory Booker got fact check on CNN. They're pushing them around on their own networks. These used to be places they just went to say whatever they wanted, never got any pushback. Not anymore. Roll it.
So you say that Republicans are being cruel, but it's also true that you just have to vote yes, and 4 other Democratic senators have to vote yes, and the government will be reopened. And Elizabeth and 800,000 constituents of yours in New Jersey will, at least in the short term, not go without food.
Well, you see the choice that the Republicans are trying to force here. Choose between New Jersey's health insurance and health coverage or feeding New Jerseyans. This is a cruel choice that they're trying to make.
Next. 2013, Obama talks about how incredibly irresponsible it would be for Congress to shut down the government in order to blackmail a president into making concessions. Roll it.
If Republicans do not like the law, they can go through the regular channels and processes to try to change it. That's why we have elections. So they can go through the normal processes and procedures of a democracy, but you do not threaten the full faith and credit of the United States of America. Shutting down the government just because you don't like a law that was passed, I have to say, no Congress before this one has ever in history been irresponsible enough to threaten an economic shutdown, to suggest America not pay its bills, just to try to blackmail a president into giving them some concessions. I will not negotiate on anything when it comes to the full faith and credit of the United States of America. We're not going to submit to this kind of total irresponsibility. Congress needs to pay our bills on time. Congress needs to pass a budget on time. Congress needs to put an end to governing from crisis to crisis.
So Trump's just taking Obama's play. Next. Oof, you know you're under a lot of danger. This is the Secret Service in Mexico. Federal operator from Mexico's SSPC protecting senior officials. Protection through volume of fire. Looks like the clip you have to play the game for 2 months to unlock. It's like a 200 rounder. Good Lord. Next. Unsurprisingly, ABC, CBS, NBC completely ignored the new bombshell revelation from Chuck Grassley about Operation Arctic Frost, that Jack Smith was targeting all Republicans and TPUSA and church groups. Roll it.
Tonight, we're learning important new details about the scope of an investigation into alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 election. Republicans say the special counsel took extraordinary methods to target Republicans, more than 400 of them. Correspondent David Spunt is in Washington with details tonight. Good evening, David.
Brett, good evening. Just hours ago, Republicans on Capitol Hill said the Biden Justice Department went much further than previously known while investigating alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 presidential election. That probe, known as Operation Arctic Frost. Senator Chuck Grassley today made public 197 subpoenas from then special counsel Jack Smith and his team. The subpoenas made their way to Grassley through unnamed whistleblowers. He says the subpoenas requested testimony, financial records, donor fundraising, and other communications with 430 named Republican individuals and entities. The list includes the president's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, and daughter-in-law, Laura Trump.
Contrary to what Smith has said publicly,
is he 90?
This was clearly
how old's Chuck Grassley?
Expedition.
I think he's 89 or 90.
If this had happened to Democrats,
holy moly,
they'd be as rightly outraged as we
I don't even think he walks
outraged.
with a cane, though.
Brett, as part of his probe, several Republican senators say their phone calls were spied on and their phones were tapped. But Smith's attorneys say the calls were not wiretapped. The
92
content of the calls are unknown. In fact, it was
Hang it up.
call log information about who called who and at what time. Smith's attorney today tells Fox Jack is happy to discuss his work as special counsel and answer any questions at a public hearing, just like every other special counsel investigating a president before him has done. We hope
looked
the
like
House
he's going to be the
and
next
Senate
one to get
Judiciary
indicted.
Committees will agree so the American people can hear directly from him. Name the time and place. Jack will be there.
That's wild that he's like heading up towards 100 still in power. Next. Oregon Democrat Republicans should put a bill on the table, make sure it's very pure and clean to reopen the government. C-SPAN, they've done that 13 times. Bynum, but they include a poison pill. C-SPAN, what's the poison pill? Bynum, next question. Roll it.
Previous situations avoided government shutdowns by voting 13 times for so-called clean continuing resolutions that would fund the government
Pause.
at the previous year's
C-SPAN,
funding
how can you
levels.
not know that if you put these two on TV, your ratings are going to be low? It's not a radio show. Keep going.
Why not agree now?
Well, look, I just got here. I don't play politics. I want a clean bill that focuses on the American people, that makes sure kids have a full belly. And, you know,
Pause. Have you seen American kids? It's not a problem. Them having a full belly. They have type 2 diabetes by the time they're like 3. Just covered in dried chocolate around their mouth. Keep going.
Clean this, clean that. Americans don't understand that. They know if they have their benefits or not. So put a bill on the table, make sure it's very pure and clean, as they like to say, and it doesn't have a whole lot of fluff in it. I'm not here for games. I just want to make sure kids get fed.
They did have a clean CR vote on September 19th in the House. Did you vote for it?
I disagree with your characterization and want to make sure that we're very clear about what Republicans have been doing. Any bill that they've put forth, they've always had some extra stuff to it. There's always been a poison pill to it. So I disagree with your characterization.
What were the poison pills of the clean CR or the continuing resolution? You say it's not clean, that was voted on in the House in mid-September.
Here's what's important. I think what you're trying to do is shift the responsibility to Democrats.
It is.
Speaker Johnson controls the House.
No, he doesn't.
He
You
should
need
come
60
back,
votes, not a
pull
simple
Republicans
majority. You
off
know
of
that.
vacation and make sure that we have discussions on what the country needs. We know children need to be fed. Anything else is passing the buck and is playing politics.
Next. Kamala Harris, I believe he was fully competent to serve. Jon Stewart, do you really? Continue.
I believe he was fully competent to serve.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
That surprises me, actually.
No, I do. There's a distinction to be made between running for president and being
She's on the road with one outfit.
What's the distinction?
Traveling like Lester Summerall.
being a candidate for president of the United States is about being in a marathon at a sprinter's pace, having tomatoes thrown at you every step you take.
That sounds lovely.
Yeah, it's more than a notion.
Get involved in public service, ladies and gentlemen.
And to be the seated president, the sitting president, while doing that, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah. I think it's a hard case to make for people that he didn't have the stamina to run, but he had the stamina to govern. Because I think most people view the presidency as a marathon run at a sprint with tomatoes being thrown at you in terms of governance.
You got to really hope that she's the Democrat nominee for president. That would be a dream. So I wish you well, Kamala. I would actually, I might donate to your campaign to help if you run, because it would be an easy win for whoever the Republicans ran. Next. He's so bad, his inverse beats actual insider trading. So here's year to date so far if you used autopilot. If you made the opposite trade of every trade Jim Cramer told you to make on CNBC, you would be up on Nancy Pelosi by 10%. You'd be up 56% on the year. I would love to know what percentage of you that watch this show, when I took 2 programs to tell you to use autopilot and put your money in there, didn't listen. And you'd be up 56%. If you use Cramer, you'd be up 46% this year, not even a full year. But do your thing. Next. Tim Dillon completely exposes Chris Cuomo as the disgusting fraud he is. Good. Roll it.
Why is it
Tim Dillon's my second favorite gay guy to Scott
Percent right seem to engage in conspiracies more? Is it a coincidence that Benny Johnson and Charlie Kirk are more interested in the Epstein files? Is it a coincidence that Rogan was, talking so much about Epstein killing himself versus being murdered? Why do we hear more of that on the right?
I think there's people on the fringe.
He does it live. I thought he was going to break down one of Chris Cuomo's videos. Oh, now I'm interested. Let's go from the beginning, and I'm going to really pay attention.
Why is it that people on the fringe right seem to engage in conspiracies more? Is it a coincidence that Benny Johnson and Charlie Kirk are more interested in the Epstein files?
Good job, Alyssa.
Is it a coincidence that
Pause.
Rogan believes
Alyssa Van Tassel, I listened, and I'm on track to make 175% for the year. Great job. Glad somebody listened. And you look happy in your Instagram pictures. Keep going.
Talking so much about Epstein killing himself versus being murdered. Why do we hear more of that on the right?
I think there's people on the fringe left, if you remember, and I listen, I think Epstein probably was murdered. I mean, I don't think
Based
there's
on
a...
what?
Come on.
Well, based on the idea that the cameras went out and the guards fell asleep, and he had information on some of those most powerful people in the world, and his best friend, Ghislaine Maxwell's father, the Seymour Hersh, wrote a book alleging that he was an agent of the Mossad, and they had what clearly seems like a honeypot operation, and that all of these politicians were on his jet. Like, it feels like, again, just from an outsider's point of view, he got a sweetheart deal for the first time he was accused and convicted of being inappropriate with a minor. And I don't know the exact terminology. He did a lot more than be inappropriate with a minor.
Sorry to butt in. What time does the Night of Healing begin in Fort Worth tomorrow? I didn't see it on the flyer I got in the mail. 6:30 p.m. it starts. Continue.
But you have this intriguing, weird figure who's connected to all of these very powerful people and has an island where people are going to meet up with underage women, and all of these people are coming out and testifying to that effect. And then right before his trial, he dies. I mean, Chris, let's be honest. If we're talking about the mafia and we're talking about a guy that had information on all of these big, powerful people, and he gets whacked, does not a part of your brain, and Kirk or Johnson or Rogan or whoever, or me or anybody who's looking at this, and people on the left and the fringe left also has some conspiracies. One of them was that Donald Trump was an agent of Russia. And by the fringe left, I mean every media organization, including the one you used to work for, every day was Russiagate. So to me, it's like, don't you look at the Epstein thing and for a minute say to yourself, yes, it is possible that this guy who is involved in potentially blackmailing people, but certainly involved in human trafficking and connected to all these wealthy, powerful people, gets whacked before he can say any of their names?
Yes. I think it's very curious.
Oh, you do? After saying based on what? You are such a loser. Trying to reinvent yourself after failing on CNN, and then you go over to News Nation like you're a moderate now that's seen the light. Go hit the gym and stop being a faux intellectual. If you're dumb, just be dumb. Next. GPS jamming has intensified off the coast of Venezuela. So if you're trying to use Waze right now, somewhere in Caracas, and you can't figure out why it's not working, that's why. Next. Choose Life Church. Monday to Friday, December 8th through the 12th. Next. Elon Musk. Before I supported Trump, 2 people traveled to Austin to kill me. Roll it.
I mean, there were 2 guys that, before I supported Trump and everything, there were 2 guys that traveled to Austin to kill me. So before the propaganda wave, the severe propaganda wave, the probability that any given homicidal maniac is going to try to kill you is proportionate to how many times they hear your name. And so they heard my name a lot, so I just got to the top of the list of 2 homicidal maniacs who were arrested, and both were in Travis County Jail at the same time. And at this point, I think I'm at the top of the list for a lot of homicidal maniacs.
And the more the mainstream media talks about you in this way,
which is that they're making it sound like if you kill me, you're a hero. That's what they're doing is evil.
Next. A woman is sat at a bus stop in London. An African migrant approaches her. She rejects. I don't know. It's an African migrant. Oh no, it is a Somali. It's like getting to North Africa though. It's like the little blended region. Approaches her. She rejects his advances, so he threatens to kill her. That was always my move at Bible college. Want to go to Applebee's? Not with you. How about I kill you? Okay. I've got a samurai sword. That's how I got Adele to marry me, by threatening to kill her. Hey, you want to go out or do you want to die? I've got a samurai sword and I'll put it... Why do you have a samurai sword? You're from Somalia. I'm from Tokyo. Kimboto. I've got a samurai sword and I'll put it through you right now. He says this is a Somali district. Women shouldn't have to put up with these savages. You should if you voted for the liberal leadership. Roll it.
I get that, but
I've got a samurai sword on me. Wallah, I want to put it through your hair right now. Do you know that?
Put it through your hair?
You know what I'm saying? I'm not in trouble. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm not here for trouble. I'm here to get home. I have my headphones on.
What, do you think everyone that chats you like this?
What can I help you with then? So you got my
That's
attention.
how you think, isn't it?
What can I help you with?
Nah, it's cool, but I'm going to ask the question.
Yes.
That's how you move.
The British are polite even when they're being threatened to be killed. What can I help you with?
Are you going to ask me the question? Or are you just going to look at me?
Do you feel like everyone trying to ask the question?
Yes, yeah, it happens a lot. It happens a lot.
Well, where from?
It doesn't matter. I'm not talking to you.
Hold it.
I'm not interested. I'm not interested. Which part of that are you not understanding?
Yeah?
Yes.
You know where you are right now, right?
Huh?
You know where you are?
Do I know where I'm at?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not acting.
Where are you?
Sorry?
In acting.
Why are you asking me this
Are
question?
you acting though?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
But you got to be out so humble right here.
I'm humble, but you
This Somali, this is Somali,
it's 1 o'clock in the morning.
district, you know?
It's 1 o'clock in the morning.
Somali district, you know?
It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah?
It's Somali district.
So what can I do for you?
Girl, listen, I'm not even doing hard time in it. You know what I'm saying? Sorry about that, but
It's
uh,
fine.
I kill for life in it, see me?
Why you-
You're lucky, you know. You know, my was lucky.
Why are you telling me though?
You're a god, no?
I'm just sitting here waiting for my
If you,
boss.
oh no, what's right? I swear to my whole life, if you are mad,
I get that, but
I've
I'm
got
not
a
there.
samurai sword on me. Wallah, I want to
I
put it
understand
through
that.
your hair right now. Do you know that?
Through your hair?
You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
I guess like that's
I'm
like
not in trouble.
your
You know
head.
what I'm saying?
But I'm not here for trouble. I'm here to get home.
Bad, my bad. No, it's on it.
No.
Line up for a
Guy's
goal,
pickup game is weak. Tell you what, if she was a goat, there'd be less talking, more raping. Next. Welcome to Frightening Las Vegas. Watch Sphere of Fear, week 4, in full on YouTube. Here is one of the most awesome things that's ever been built in the history of mankind, in my opinion. Roll it. That's the outside of the building on the Strip in Las Vegas for Halloween. That's the outside of a building. That is awesome. Happy Halloween if you're under the age of 5. Next. I'll be going door to door tonight to get candy dressed as sexy Batman. A night of healing tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. I would love to have every Christian in range at that one night of evangelism. It's time to get things done. These 4 years are going to go by quick. You don't want them to go by and you did no work to reach the lost. Here's a chance. 6:30 p.m. tomorrow night at the Lifestyle Christianity South Parking Lot, 7200 Denton Highway, Watauga, Texas. Next, J.D. Vance on Thomas Massey. Having your own opinions is one thing. Voting against the party on every single issue, you're going to make enemies every time. We've needed Thomas for a vote. He's been completely unwilling to provide it. Roll it.
Independent, having your own opinions is one thing. Voting against the party on every single issue, you're eventually going to make too many enemies. And that is the problem that Thomas has had. It's not one issue, it's not 3 or 4 issues. It's that every time that we've needed Thomas for a vote, he has been completely unwilling to provide it. That is why the President of the United States has trained his ire on Thomas Massey. It's because we can never count on him for some of the most difficult votes. I wish that that weren't the case. I say that as somebody who's known Thomas well before I got into politics, but politics is politics, and when you always vote against the party, you can't expect the party to actually back you.
Next. Kash Patel was turning out to be a bigger fraud by the day. Using a government jet for date night is yet another indicator this guy is not actually the guy he plays on TV. Kyle Serafim, dear FBI employees, I'm sorry the government isn't funded, so you won't be getting a paycheck. Luckily, that doesn't stop real American freestyle wrestling. So he met up with this girl that obviously is being used by some government to extract information, or she's blind, suffers from cataracts or glaucoma. Something's fishy here. And they went to Real American Wrestling, and here's the private jet log. There it is. Left State College Regional Airport for Nashville. And then took her back home in it. Good job, Cash. Remember you said you were going to shut down the FBI on day one, 200 days ago? You're a liar. We no trust you. Look at her, no joy in her eyes. Sold her soul out to put her arm around him. Every time she kisses him, she says, "Excuse me real quick. I need to use the restroom," and then pukes for a straight 3 minutes, then comes back. Next. No offense if Mr. Patel's watching. How to destroy a society. Make art ugly, make porn free, make God a joke, make food poison, make dads optional, make politicians rich, make money worthless, make men and women compete, make children hate their ancestors. Next. Breakthrough in Ministry. Don't miss this. November 11th through the 14th, Bishop Dag Haywood Mills, Russell Johnson, myself, and Pastor Dallas at the Renaissance Phoenix Glendale Hotel and Conference Center. Free to attend. Easier to get to than you think. You should look it up on Priceline. Next. Civil war in the climate cult. Roll it.
Bill Gates, who just 4 years ago wrote a book about impending climate disaster and invested billions to avoid it, today said that climate change will not destroy humanity. And I want to play a little bit of what he told to CNBC.
Wow, what a reversal.
Climate is a super important problem. There's enough innovation here to avoid super bad outcomes. We won't achieve our best goal, the 1.5 or even the 2 degrees. And as we go about trying to minimize that, we have to frame it in terms of overall human welfare, not just everything should be solely for climate.
Critics are already saying that he
Plus,
needs to be
do you know how huge that is?
Argument.
$1.5 trillion that they spent on record, let alone all the propaganda, to alter and control the weather, and they're bailing on it. The Trump victory last year was a wrecking ball to every globalist policy. Continue.
That climate change efforts hurt foreign aid for the poor, that it's an either-or proposition. Do you hear in what he says a reframing from someone who has been a force in the climate change field?
Yeah, it's very disappointing. And frankly, Bill Gates doesn't have any expertise in climate science. And he's failing to listen to what the experts actually have to say. And we're seeing it play out in real time right here. You know, disastrous climate change is not far off in the future. It's not 1.5 Celsius. It's not 2 Celsius, as he suggests. It's here. And the question is, how bad are we willing to let it get? And if we continue to warm the planet beyond that level of warming, we will exceed our adaptive capacity. And so when Bill Gates says we'll just sort of try to engineer our way out of it or innovate our way out of it, it's really tone deaf to the fact that there are a very large number of people who will suffer catastrophic consequences if we continue to allow the planet to warm up by continuing to burn fossil fuels. And I wish that Bill Gates would use the platform that he has to urge politicians and policymakers to help us transition away from dirty carbon energy towards clean energy as quickly as possible.
Michael Mann, always great to have you on the program.
Michael
Thank you,
Mann.
sir. Appreciate it.
Always great to see
Chris.
your face.
In 90 seconds.
Looks like a thumb that you drew eyes, a nose, and a mouth on. Next. Iranian official. We poured millions into spreading Islam in Japan. After 6 years, only one person converted, and he wasn't even Japanese. For whatever reason, like no religion can crack Japan. Roll it.
تو ژاپن رفتن فلان دستگاهی که بیش از 1000 میلیارد داره در
Plus, see, this is what happens when you throw all the gays off rooftops in a nation is you get terrible tailoring for your suit. Look at that thing overhanging in the shoulders. You should have kept a couple of homos around just to make sure you get a properly fitted wardrobe. Continue.
میگیره وظیفه داشت که ژاپنی ها رو مسلمان کنه در طول 6 سال یه نفر مسلمان کرده بود. بعد فهمیدیم اونم ژاپنی نیست.
Fire your evangelism department. Islam having the same evangelism problems as the Reformed Church. Next. Oh, I got a retweet from lawyer Chris Anhall, who's addicted to liberty. Do these idiot religious leaders know it's possible to give to the poor directly without involving the government distribution system? Which is what they're conflating. Christians don't want the government open because they don't actually care about the poor. No, actually, we just don't use the government to care for the poor because the government doesn't do anything for the poor. Next. Broken Arrow tonight, Fort Worth tomorrow, Lamarck Wednesday, Omaha, Nebraska Friday and Saturday, Phoenix the 11th through the 14th, Kampala, Uganda the 16th, Montreal the 17th through the 21st, Port Harcourt, Nigeria for the whole week, 24th to the 29th, Thanksgiving week. Next. From date night to fight night. This guy goes to take this guy's date's purse with her boyfriend there. I don't get why you would do this, and it doesn't turn out well. Roll it.
This guy's looking for a free meal by taking this knockoff Gucci bag, also known as Fuji, and now realizes it's a knockoff. He's like, man, this wasn't
Girl has a huge boyfriend.
It's nothing but a knee buffet being displayed here tonight. All you can eat ends up with some summer teeth because, yep, you guessed it, summer there. And now summer gone. My God, that guy has damaged his freaking flux capacitor. And he'll probably wake up in 1985 somewhere. Right here, thinks he's scoring a Gucci bag, but ends up with a knockoff.
I mean, he didn't make it 5 steps. He's not fast. He can't fight. What are you doing? Oh, what a great knee. That's textbook.
Half-fast, but it's still effective, and this man is knocked the hell out. The lights are on, but nobody's freaking home.
What was the upside of that? What are you going to get out of that lady's purse? Some hand sanitizer, a couple of baby wipes. Next. No honor among thieves. Roll it.
Welcome back to Sao Paulo, Brazil, where a couple of robbers
Brazil
are
seems
riding
insane.
nuts to butts as usual, getting ready to rob this man who's probably just walking home, excited for that hot turkey pot pie waiting on the table for him at home. But no, you got a couple of losers that are trying to get in the way of that. But
wow!
Hey, this man is going to
at gunpoint
as he opens fire with a wireless hole puncher, injecting several doses of lettucilin into this douchebag, and now goes after the other robber because there's no honor among thieves. He's like, what? Are you not entertained?
Play from the beginning. I want to see when the guy lunges at it at
Back
gunpoint.
to Sao Paulo, Brazil, where a couple of robbers are riding nuts to butts as usual, getting ready to rob this man who's probably just walking home, excited for that hot turkey pot pie waiting on the table for him at home. But no, you got a
gun
couple of
on him,
losers
right?
that are trying to get in the way of
Wow.
it. But not today. This man is going to take it into his own hands as he opens fire with a wireless
Dang.
hole puncher.
You got to be careful robbing people in Brazil. They all know they're like born, come out of the womb knowing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, or as they call it, Jiu-Jitsu.
Thieves, he's like, what? Are you not entertained? Get back here, Triptych. Where the hell do you think you're going? I'm just getting started. While one robber got away, another robber turned his life around and instantly turned into a holy man. Pulls out the Uno reverse card and disarms these idiots.
Wow.
Like John Wick.
That's amazing.
You get between a man and
I didn't know you could like actually do that in real life. That's the kind of thing they show you like in karate class, but then if you try it in real life, you just get immediately shot. That guy actually pulled it off.
No honor among thieves. While you're laying on the ground weighing several grains heavier.
Great job, Steve Edmond. Cleanse our spiritual palates, Britt Gusmus. All right. Guess Britt was busy this week. Father, thank you for everyone who watched today. I pray that you'd bless their lives, lift every issue of concern. In Jesus' name, amen. If you have never received Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, please do that right now. Say this out loud. Heavenly Father, I admit that I've sinned. I repent. I believe in my heart you raised Jesus from the dead. I confess with my mouth Jesus is Lord and my Savior. Right now, I receive forgiveness. By the blood of Jesus, I am saved. In Jesus' name, Amen. If you prayed that prayer, welcome to the family of God. Please do what it says on the bottom of the screen. Go to revivaltoday.com and click I just got saved. Fill that out completely. And when you do, I'm going to send you my wife's new devotional book, The Path to Dominion, a 16-week devotional to walk in God's plan for your life. That's my way of helping you live the Christian life because I want you to make it. Got to hear from you. Revivaltoday.com. Click the most prominent button that says I just got saved. If you would like to help us feed, do what all the critics of the church think we don't do. And by the church, I mean capital T, capital C. Like they think Christians do nothing for the poor. Just so you know, when you check the news, and when you give here, you are a part of we're the largest sponsor of Feed the Children, Feed the Hungry. We feed 5,000 kids every day. And so if you want to be a part of that, we're going to send you a T-shirt. It's the Mom Donnie Cuomo T-shirt. And if you are a partner, if you decide to partner with us and give monthly, we've got 15,000. Good job, Shanette. Son's getting baptized tonight. 15,000 partners, and we're looking for that to grow. If you'd like to join this family and do a lot of good in the world, I'm going to send you an extra T-shirt once you mark it as recurring giving, me and Adalis. So if you want to become a partner, here's the QR code. And then for everybody that would like to give you a second on the QR code, revivaltoday.com. You click Give Now. You can also partner. Everything's on Revival Today, Give Now. If you're international, Zelle, Venmo, PayPal, hashtag donate on Facebook, Apple Pay. Scanning that QR code, you can give crypto. You can text GIVE to 75767. And then if you want to mail a check, Revival Today, P.O. Box 7, Prosperity, Pennsylvania, 15329. Stocks and bonds with that QR code, or you can donate the stocks directly without cashing them out and having to pay capital gains tax. If you would like to make a will that holds up in all 50 states for free, costs $1,000 or more to do it otherwise. We made this available for Christians, and you can also select Revival Today as somebody that you're going to leave assets to after you head off to heaven. I would love to have you tonight in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. I would love to have you tomorrow night at a night of healing in Texas. Fort Worth, Watauga specifically, 6:30 p.m. at 7200 Denton Highway. It's going to be great. And then one of our 4 churches this weekend. Tomorrow at 10 a.m., Arizona. Tomorrow at 6 p.m., that's Saturday, Los Angeles. Sunday, 9 a.m., Fort Worth. I'll see you in Texas. Adalis will be with you at 8 and 10 in Pittsburgh. Hope you had a good time with me in Tulsa all week. There's the upcoming schedule up through going into December. Great job, media team, setting everything up here. For myself, everybody from Revival Today, we love you. See you tonight, 7 o'clock, Broken Arrow, Oklahoma.
I'm going to eat some more of this if you're not careful. Oh. It's so good. Oh, my God. You didn't have lunch, right?
Wow.
What's it like seeing so many Republicans in Manhattan, so many Trump supporters in Manhattan? Does that surprise you?
No, not at all. It's turning now. Trump's turn again.
What's your message to Joe Biden?
You.
My mama says, this is my family.
I never would have dreamed in a million years I'd see so many struggling Americans defies belief. We share the same fears and the same mountain grief. It's like a wave of desperation crashing over me. So many lives roughed up, so much anger strained in each and every direction. I feel the pain, and straight through the radio waves, the fake news plays till it stays stuck in your head for days and days. Who would have thought biding your time, just trying to survive, just towing their line, just scraping all your nickels and dimes, that they would ruin everything and break the world like this. I kept on telling you that they would turn it all to shit. I know I hate a nervous puppet master globalist powers, cause they lie about me every day for hours and hours, and now they're trying to bring me down with the government. I'm loving it, they built the world on bullshit, and now we taking it on. Fight in America, there ain't no hope for your kids. Fight in America, illegals and inflation shit. Fight in America, never seen crime like this. We give it everything, tell me this ain't all we get. Fight in America, there ain't no hope for your kids. Fight in America, illegals and inflation shit. Fight in America, never seen crimes like this. We give it everything, tell me this ain't all we get.
Let's go, Brandon.
You can stick your poison vaccine up your arse. You can stick your poison vaccine up your arse. You can stick your poison vaccine. Stick your poison vaccine. Stick your poison vaccine up your arse.
Why are you detaining me? You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. Get this dance. You about to lose your job because you are detaining me for nothing. You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. Get this dance. You about to lose your job. Oh my goodness. You about to lose your job. Get this dance. You about to lose your job. Get this dance. You about to lose your job because you are detaining me for nothing. You about to lose.
I'm Jonathan Shuttlesworth, and I've met a lot of pastors on the road that wanted to have a revival but weren't sure how to go about setting it up. So I wanted to do this video to tell you a couple things. Number one, I'm sure you see somebody flying around in a jet and think, what is the enormous expense to have you come to our church? The answer is, it's zero. Acts 20:34, the Apostle Paul said, I've always taken care of my expenses and the expenses of those who travel with me. We have no minimum requirements. We have no honorarium. Our team is taken care of by us. We book our own hotels. I've done that my whole traveling ministry. All we do is receive a love offering as Paul instructed in the Bible. That's it. We're not under any financial pressure, and we don't put you under any financial pressure. Secondly, what I do is a little different than what a lot of other traveling ministries do. We don't do conferences and we don't do ticketed events. I don't generally do one-night meetings. I like revivals. I like seeing a church explode with the power of God. Sinners get saved. As the week goes on, sinners bring more people. And really, you can see 10 years of church work accomplished in 1 week of a strong revival meeting. That's what I like to see done. I don't care about the size of the church. I care about seeing God hit the place. And whatever you start with, seeing it multiply. So what does it take for me to come to your church if you're interested? An invitation. So the information for an invitation is on the screen. I look forward to hearing from you. Genuinely, if you're a pastor and you want to see God shake your region, I will partner with you in that. I want to see that happen. So I'll look forward to hearing from you and meeting you this year.
te dizer, conforme isso cresce, a unção vai crescer junto. Nunca haverá um dia nesta igreja em que você precise ler. Когда вам придется вспоминать старые времена, Бог творит новое, Бог увеличивает, aumentando. Él continuará aumentándonos. En el nombre de Jesús, si reciben esto, vamos. Come on, make the devil nervous. Clap your hands. Give God a mighty shout. The greatest move of God that has ever hit planet Earth is happening right now. And I'm not watching it happen. I'm in it right now with you. I see revival sweeping over this earth before Jesus returns. The devil is not over your head. The devil is not eye to eye. The devil's in the same place today that he'll be tomorrow. Under your feet.
This is why I chose RTBI. This is why I chose RTBI.
This is why I chose RTBI.
Many Bible schools don't offer the layers of real ministry training that RTBI offers. By the time you graduate, you already have plenty of preaching experience. You learn how to prepare spiritually and practically.
We learn our constitutional laws, which are vital to operating a successful ministry.
Every preacher should have a job. It's the job, the work of the ministry, the work of evangelism, the work of calling people to Christ, the work of praying for the sick, the work of casting out devils,